Don't go to college because you're being told to. Okay, this is a message that I want to get across. It's probably going to piss a lot of people off. Don't care. If your parents are telling you you have to go to college in order to be successful and you don't want to go, you have the agency and the ability to tell them no, especially if they didn't save for your college fund. A lot of families have been indoctrinated with this ideology that in order to be successful, you have to go to college. And I would like to tell you that's an outright lie. I would say what's more important to going to college is to getting a skill set, acquire a skill set. If you hate school and you are an intelligent person and you would like to do more academically, you don't need to go to college. Like, let's say you're into tech. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, pretty much, I think it was Sergey and the other dude that found Google. All those people went to college and dropped out, and they dropped out probably because they found out it was a scam. All of us have been raised with the boomer mentality of you have to go to high school, get good grades, get into a good college, get good grades, and get out. The part they don't tell you is about the student debt that is going to saddle you and follow you around for decades afterwards for no good reason. A lot of people that have college degrees are working at jobs that don't require college degrees. I worked at Starbucks. You don't need a college degree to work at Starbucks. Right? Save yourself some money and break out of the indoctrination paradigm. First of all, I am from America. I'm 44. I'm ethnically Jewish and Irish. I was raised in the suburbs of Philadelphia. My boomer parents were determined that the only correct path in life, the only correct path, was to go and get good grades in high school and go through college. I am not a stupid person, but I don't like sitting at a desk in school. I did not like college. I was not cut out for college. I wasn't one of those kids that thought, this is what I would like to do when I grow up. And I think there are a lot of you out of there. This is aimed towards you. You are allowed to say no, especially if there's no savings for you. You don't have to go to college to be successful. There's plenty of careers that are respectable, that are decent, that you can earn a decent living at, that you don't need to go to college for. That is a lie that we've all been told. And what it's done, the only thing that it's done is diluted the college degree. And I'm not knocking colleges entirely. There are plenty of people that should go to college. There are plenty of people that are smart enough and disciplined enough in a specific field to go to college. But I will say, having been to 6 months of college myself, they ought to knock out the core classes. Okay, they don't make you more well-rounded. They make the college more money. They make the bureaucracy more money. Ever since the government took over the student loans, have you noticed how everybody gets in? Everybody gets into everywhere for whatever they're applying for, and it doesn't matter. Why? Because they want you saddled with debt. And I'm not a communist either, just for all the people that think that I might be a communist sympathizer. No, I feel like college is the pathway to communism because they're going to disillusion you with the idea that there are going to be these jobs afterwards. And what you're going to find out after you graduate from college is that there are a lot of jobs that want you to have a degree and also 4 years of experience. And that's going to be hard to do because you could get that 4 years of experience while you were getting the degree, but a lot of people don't. And that's also just a way for large corporations to get free work or like next to free work. I think we need to all break out collectively of the you need to go to college paradigm. Now, that doesn't mean you should stop trying to educate yourself. You should constantly be questioning the history that you've been taught, the things that you've been taught at school, no matter what generation you went into, because most of it is a verifiable lie. Most of what we've been taught in history is a lie. And for people in my age range, like I'm 44, but I connect with people much younger than me as well that share the same mindset, where you kind of feel like you were gypped a little bit by school. They didn't teach you the things that they should have been teaching you. They were more trying to train you either for the corporate environment or to become activists. Those are the two roles of the public school. And somebody's got to come out and just say it. You know, with the invention of ChatGPT, I really find myself questioning what is the need for 12 years in the public education system. It just exposes kids to bad ideas. And look, I know there's a lot of people out there that want to crap all over homeschool kids. To be honest with you, the people that I've met that were homeschooled are much more well-adjusted in the world and much more of adults than the people that have gone through college. The people that have gone through college, even when they're in their 70s, 60s, it doesn't matter. There's something perpetually childish about them. Not childlike, but childish. It's a childish mentality that they integrate into their frame. And that's because they're possessed by ideology. College, just from everything that I can see, college is an ideological indoctrination mill. And I myself have been in a cult before. I was in a cult from 1997 to 1999. It was a place called the Family Foundation School. It was a cult presenting itself as a school. And why do cults target kids that age? Why? Because they're impressionable. All right, that's why they want you to go to college. They want you to be a good cog or a good activist. All right, the conservatives would like you to be a good cog. The liberals would like you to be a good activist. And either way, you are not important when you go to college. They teach you all about collectivism. They teach you all about oppression, whining, bitching, that you're a victim. Look, we live in the greatest country in the world. And although there are plenty of victims of circumstance, this is the one country that's out there that will let you transcend that victimhood and pursue something else at the moment. But there are forces out there actively trying to destroy it from both the left and the right. Okay, for whatever reason, the leftists have dominated the college landscape. So you need to know when you're going to college, like if you're a parent thinking about sending your kids to college, you better take a good look around that campus, dude. You better take a very good look around that campus. And you better see what the percentage of blue hairs and septum rings is to people that look like well-adjusted human beings, because that's going to have an effect on the kids. And you better also meet those professors. We have in this country an epidemic of loser teachers. And these teachers have come out of college. And these teachers would like the children to be their peer groups because they really don't have any friends their own age. And that's odd to me. That's bizarre. I've noticed it. I think the jig is up. But that's why you're seeing all this dysfunction and disorder in our society. Because you're leaving your kid at a school all day long, and that kid is around the teachers. And at some point, the teachers decided, I don't need to be an adult. I'm just like a 26-year-old, 13-year-old. And these, my class, I have some authority over them, and they're my peer group. I've noticed an awful lot of that going on, and I think it's atrocious. Like, when I was going to school, in public school, I didn't know anything about my teachers other than they were Mr. or Mrs. The ones that were marriageable were called Miss. The ones that were unmarriageable were called Ms. That started coming in vogue in the 90s. And you didn't really know much about your teacher's personal life. Like maybe they were married, maybe they weren't. You usually got that from the prefix of their name. But certainly you wouldn't know my teacher is a homosexual, or my teacher is a lesbian, or my teacher is going through a gender journey right now. This stuff wasn't a thing because there was a clear delineation, as there should be, from adult to student. And right now, the lines have been blurred. The lines have definitely been blurred. And if you think that I'm crazy, you don't have children in school, or you do and you're not paying attention. But I think we've got a problem here. And I think it's a problem that needs to be solved. And it needs to be solved by more, and I hate to say this, but this is the way that it's got to be. It's got to be solved by more well-adjusted people that care about kids going into school, preferably people that have children themselves, so that they can know that, like, look, a child and a family bond supersedes the teacher bond. You're not there to undermine the family. You're there to work with the family. And you're there to work with the family's agenda, which is getting this kid to be well-adjusted and well enough educated to make it in the world. Not to trans them, not to get them questioning their gender, not to get them questioning their sexuality. All right? You're there solely for academic purposes. You're not their social group. And if you feel like you should be part of kids' social group as a teacher, you're doing it wrong. You're absolutely doing it wrong. Don't conflate noticing a child that's been abused at home with a child that's got parents that are political leaning that are different than your own. Because I think that's going on too. All right? Teaching is predominantly liberals. And those liberals, a lot of times, don't have kids. They're pro-abortion, they're anti-family, and they don't have the best of intentions. They don't realize that. They think they have the best of intentions because what they've been indoctrinated into. But from a normal nuclear family, we want our kid to grow up, be well adjusted, and make it in the world stance. No, they don't. They don't have those. They do not share the same goals as you. So parents, be on the lookout for creepy teachers and future teachers. Be sure that if you're going into the curriculum, you're going there to benefit the students and not to make some new friends, because you're supposed to be guiding them to make it in this world. And telling them that they're born in the wrong body is doing the exact opposite of that. All right, guys, my name's Case. Systemic caseism. I'm out. Don't go to college if you don't want to. Peace.